Man, it's been a minute since I worked on one of these. It's been like 3 weeks or more, I think. I just looked and I have like 6 or 7 of these ready to go. I want to say something about the weather break in and how life has been pretty full lately, but that's really only a part of it. To be honest, there is something else going on. My mind hasn't been right for a while. It's tough to talk about, but I'm committed to trying to make this work again. Doing these isn't always especially easy, uh, but it is necessary for me. I feel so much better when I can get these thoughts out of my head, but I need to sound authentic. It feels inauthentic of me to talk about positive things when I'm not feeling positive myself. Yesterday, I did something I promised myself I wouldn't do. I paid attention to the analytics for these podcasts. No, 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 not in a bad way. I was looking for some inspiration. What's everybody been listening to? I was kind of pleasantly surprised to see that the number one episode by a damn site is the one I did on the Tiny Chef show. So we're doing another one. Look, I try not to follow everybody on Instagram. It's confusing enough to use the app on my phone. I never seem to be able to figure out the damn controls. Is the Instagram the app where the volume is at the top or the bottom? I can't ever keep that straight. And what do all those little crazy white icons do? And where's the rewind? I always miss the first 5 seconds looking for the freaking volume controls and I got to watch everything twice. See, all that's funny because I'm old. The last time I talked about Cheffy, the first season had come and gone. I found him after that season was over, and since then, I kind of follow everything he does. And there is news. Season 2 of The Tiny Chef Show was announced about 2 weeks ago, maybe. And yes, as bizarre as it sounds, I am very excited about that. Don't laugh. Tiny Chef is like my spirit animal. Calm down. Hear me out. It feels a bit repetitive because I'm sure I've covered all of this before, but the positivity that that show brings into my life is undeniable. And here's where I start to sound like a really old man. I've spent most of my life feeling inadequate, like I'm a failure, somebody unworthy of so many things. And the really stupid part is, I'm the only person that ever felt this way about myself. I'll get super emotional about something, and everybody that I speak to inevitably sees things differently than I do. I guess over time, that turned into this inescapable self doubt that I have about everything that I do or think or say. I've already talked about how Cheffy has made his way into my life, but not really about the impacts that he's had on me. I'm no expert on children's television, but honestly, I can't find anything objectionable. All the shows I grew up with eventually became problematic. I mean, when you say it out loud, it's kind of obvious, but I don't want to go down those roads because that's kind of being negative. I really can't find anything wrong, remotely wrong with Tiny Chef, though. There's no agenda, there's no steering, nothing negative at all. He's positive and he makes people smile. He's sweet and warm and funny. And yeah, yeah, I'm an old white dude and I like a kid show. It's cool. I used to judge people by stuff like that too. But almost 2 years ago to this very day, that shit took a hard right turn for me. So indulge my indifference about a 7-inch puppet who is vulnerable and kind and nice to others. I could do a lot worse. Statements like that and the confidence to make them and in the moment, man, that's the stuff right there. That's the motherfucker that's been in there all this time. He's confident and he's deservedly confident. Like Cheffy, sure, he's got his moments, but hey, man, we all do. And that's okay. These are the things confident me has to say to remind insecure me what the fuck is really going on. It's still there, man. It's just not always available. Earlier today, Cheffy pulled me out of a skid yet again. There's a photo of him sitting in the tea room at the Huntington Library in San Marino, California. He's smiling pleasantly at this little tray of treats in front of him, and I could start to feel it kicking in again. I needed that shot of positivity, and Cheffy delivered like he always does. He really is perfect. This is what I think normal people should be able to feel like. See what I did there? It should be totally cool to be vulnerable. not to be angry at everything and everyone that comes along. I know all about that shit. I was there less than 12 hours ago. I'm recording this at later than I normally would because I wanted to get it in this voice. It's when it's there, it's there. And eh, you know, 12 hours ago I was in really bad mental territory. I mean, even 7 hours ago I had this headache and I didn't feel right physically and I was totally frustrated with myself and I was angry as to why I just couldn't get back to where I am right now. It's like 10 o'clock right now, and all the bad stuff from earlier is just gone. And I give Cheffy credit for a big part of this. Seeing his innocent mug just enjoying his life and not a single crap comment on any of his posts like you see literally everywhere else. I mean, I didn't scroll all that far, but it was all positive. And as I started to feel the tiniest little bit better, I remembered that it had been a couple of days since I took my depression and my anxiety meds. I'd been taking them in the mornings, but remember that thing that I said about life being full? I've been off my normal routine for exactly the number of days it had been since I took my meds. I know, no excuses, but it's easy to forget, especially when you're this old, am I right? But since the meds have started to kick in and do their thing, the last couple of hours is what I think normal people feel like. I mean, that's really a cool fucking thing. Not every thought I have is wrong. My brain doesn't just beat me up about everything. It's great. Thanks, TC. I mean it. Take care.